And how many years have you been with them?
For 9 years.
9 years, that's great. Lenders really like to see longevity in your employment. Now, as far as the overtime, is this something you're going to continue to do once you move out here?
Yes, because I've been working overtime for the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay, and that is something your boss can verify.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Now, this is something your boss can verify for you, the overtime?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, that's a really good income. I don't think we're going to have any problems finding you a suitable property. Now, in terms of long-term debt, do you have any personal loans, car payments, anything outstanding that I need to know about?
Yes, I have credit card debt.
Okay. Now, do you have any car loans on top of that? Or do you own your car outright, or do you have a car loan?
Yes,
Okay, now,
I have car debt. And I'll pay it in a few more months.
okay. Now, if we were to find you a property in the next 2 or 3 weeks, do you think you could pay the car loan off?
If you want me to pay it off, I will.
Okay, that's great. Well, we need to look at a few more things now. What is the time frame for purchasing a home? If we find something in the next couple weeks, are you ready to put down an offer?
Well, it depends on how much the house is worth. And I'll have to check my bank account.
That's right. Well, there's really two ways we can go here. One is to go with a conventional loan, and that'll take about 3 to 4 weeks to process. The other is if we go with a government loan. Now, that's an FHA or a VA. That takes a little bit longer, more like 45 to 60 days.
Well, once I move and I find out where, 2 or 3 weeks, that should be fine.
That's right, after we find it. Now, besides the car payment, you mentioned a credit card debt. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, I have credit card debt. The credit card I can pay off in a few more months, but it's a large debt.
Oh, how much is the balance on that one?
$1,800 with a limit of $45 a month, but I tend to pay $60 a month.
Okay, well, unfortunately, they are going to count that as a debt against you and qualifying you for a loan.
If you want me to pay it off, I will.
Well, that would probably help, but again, we need to look at the whole picture. Now, how much do you think you can pay in terms of an initial down payment? How much did you want to invest?
A down payment? 25,000, 30,000, maybe 40,000.
Okay, now let me go in and give you a brief idea of what the costs are involved in purchasing a home in Montgomery County. Now, it happens to be about the same if you go and purchase in Virginia or DC, and this is really a lot of information, so I will go slow so that we get all the figures down. When we're done meeting, I could give you the figures. I could just print it out on my computer and let you take it with you. But generally speaking, your total cost will come to about 7% of your total purchase price. Now, that includes 1%, which is a transfer tax, and that goes to the county. Okay, and 0.5%, which goes to the state of Maryland, and that pays for all your free parkland and everything that surrounds it. It basically maintains it. And there's $4.40 per thousand, which is charged as an additional transfer tax. They call it state stamp. Okay, so really, we're talking about all three of these items coming up to 2% of your purchase price. Now, there's also going to be an appraisal fee. That's $125, a credit check. Now, this is a lot of information. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do have a question. What is the appraisal fee for?
A lot of people ask about that. Now, the appraisal fee is charged by the lender. Say, for instance, he's going to loan you 80% or even 90% of the value of the home. They want to make sure that their investment is protected in case of default. So they send an appraiser out. They take a look at the property. They compare it to other homes in the community to make sure that you're getting a fair price for your home.
What was the cost again?
Okay, now the appraisal fee comes to $125 or $150 thereabouts. Now there will be a credit check. That's $25. And also I need to mention here that there's something called a loan origination fee. Now with that, they charge you 1% of the amount of the loan. So say for instance the lender loans you $100,000, they're going to ask for $1,000 up front. Well, it's really just interest. Now, there's also something called loan discount points.
Really, I already know about the points, and it depends on the market. If the points add up, increase, or are frozen, or the interest goes down, you have to watch. And the points are negotiable, right?
You're right. In most cases, you can negotiate it. Now, in a tight market like we have today, they're going to charge you more points because they want to have more interest up front. They don't really care who pays this. It can be either the buyer or the seller.
Will the seller share the points?
That's right. Now, you can request that the seller at least share them with you, but if you're going to make a low offer, then I'd suggest you pay all the points. Now, since you're transferring, your company might be interested in helping you out with the closing costs.
Oh, I will check with my work.
I would check because most companies do pay at least some of the closing costs, and I would let them know that it is customary in the case of a transfer that they help you out.
All companies pay the full cost?
Not all companies, and the thing is they are very high. Now, one of the reasons that they're so high is that you're paying a year's taxes plus a minimum of 2 months property taxes up front. Now, this is something you're going to recoup when you sell it.
What account do you use?
Well, the account, this is going to go in an